Greetings, champions. Coach Rich Grogan here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So shout out to our friends at Elite Hockey. I did a workshop for them yesterday, and they submitted some questions for me to answer. And it got me thinking, hey, why don't I do a weekly segment on Ask Coach Rich? Questions as parents, coaches, or players that you have. So the first question they ask is, and we talked about this during the workshop, was when you come to the bench, and if you've made a mistake, you've goofed up, and the coach is getting on to you, correcting you, helping you, what's the best response? And I told them, you don't say, I know. I know it's an automatic response for teenagers. When the coach starts talking or your parents start talking, teenagers going to automatically think, I know, I know, I know. Well, one, body language is terrible. Number two, the attitude is absolutely terrible. And it's a mindset thing, because once you say, I know, subconsciously in your mind, you shut it down. It's like there's nothing that can be said to get past that wall that you've built. So the question was, I know I shouldn't say I know to a coach, so what is a better response? Well, the better response is this: nothing. Just look the coach in the eye, good body posture, don't slump your shoulders, have a pity party and a temper tantrum. Just look them in the eyes. Coach finishes talking, maybe they're writing down on the whiteboard and telling you where you messed up. When they're done talking, just say, yes, coach. Thank you, coach. I'll work on it. That's it. No, I know. And here's the thing. You are going to have that impulse is going to want to say it. You're really going to have to work hard not to say it. But now that I've planted that seed in your mind, I want you to think about that. So it's not a matter of if, but the next time you goof up on a shift, because it happens. And remember, a champion is not someone who's never failed before. A champion is someone who's failed over and over again, but refuses to give up, refuses to stay down, but also continuously learns from their mistakes. And now I'm helping you learn. Don't say I know to the coach when you mess up. You're going to have the temptation. Zip it. Don't say it. Can you do it? Yes. Are you going to do it? Yes. And how do I know that? Because you're a champion. All right. The second question was, what are ways to gain the coach's trust? Well, the best way to gain the coach's trust, one, I just mentioned it. Don't say I know. Let the coach know that you sincerely appreciate, one, they're taking time out of their day to help you by not saying I know, but making eye contact, not throwing your shoulders forward and poor body posture, but listening and then saying, yes, coach, I'm going to work on it. And then being honorable to your word. You say you're going to work on it, then work on it, and then get back out there. Show the coach in practice that you're working on improving the areas that need improvement. And then even your strengths, continue to build those strengths. And then when you get opportunities on the ice, make sure during games, make sure you're giving it absolutely everything you've got. You're back checking. You're doing all the little things. You're winning those 50-50 puck battles. That's how you gain the coach's trust. And that trust is going to let the coach know that I can put you out in key game situations. When we're on a power play, penalty kill, late in the game, whatever it may be. But that's how you gain their trust. Can they trust you during those crucial moments? And you earn that trust with your body posture, with your language, with working hard to improve on that. So that's how you gain the coach's trust. And the next one, how can I play with more confidence? And that's a question I get asked a lot. Well, confidence, what do you think of this? Every day, we're either building, I like to think of confidence as almost like building a brick wall. So every day we're either stacking confidence bricks, and that's going to give us not only more confidence, belief in ourselves to push ourselves a little bit further. Or every day we're knocking down our confidence bricks, knocking down our wall. So how do we build the confidence? By doing the things you say you're going to do. Therefore, you're not lying to yourself. You believe in yourself. Also remembering that a champion is not someone who's never failed. A champion is someone who's failed over and over again, but refuses to give up, refuses to quit. And also refuses to let the negative self-talk creep in. Now, it's gonna be there. The thought is, I'm not good enough. I'll never be good enough. Oh, I'm terrible after I messed up. We all mess up. So just know that and don't let that bring you down. Don't let that destroy your confidence wall, that brick wall you're building. The other way to build confidence is earned, just like everything else, through your work ethic. You know in your heart if you're putting forth your very, very best. You know in your heart if you're giving it all you got. And I promise you, you do that, that's going to build the confidence because you know, man, I've given it all I've got. And if someone else is better than me, Well, I'm going to work a little bit harder. And that's how you continuously build confidence. Stacking those wins, but know in your heart you've given your very, very best. Therefore, you know you're the most prepared you can be for the next game. That's how you build confidence. All right, next one is, how do I overcome reoccurring doubts? Well, pretty much just talked about that. Those reoccurring doubts, when you mess up, not if, but when, and we all do, automatically, I call it the bully in your mind. The bully in your brain is going to start telling you, oh, you messed up again. You are terrible. Oh, you're probably going to get benched. You're going to get sent down to the third line. You're probably not going to get, you're going to not even rostered this week. You're not even going to play this week. That's what happens if you allow those negative thoughts to continuously reoccur. So the trick we did yesterday, I had you type in the chat, if you remember, a reoccurring self-doubt, disbelief, or a reason that you think you're not good enough. Put it in there. And by putting that in the chat, you saw it. So example I like to give is write it down, look at it, and then cross it off. Basically, it's like you've taken that doubt or that limiting belief out of your brain. It's almost like pulling a weed out of a garden. And you wrote it down on paper so you can see it, see how ridiculous it is, and then cross it off. And then you're going to say, not anymore. Because that doubt is almost, it's got you captive. It's got your brain captive. And if that's all you keep thinking about is those reoccurring self-doubts, limiting beliefs, I'm not very good, I'm not good enough, I'm not big enough, whatever, it's going to continue to push you down. And before you know it, what you think eventually is what you're going to believe. So let's get that negative thought out. And it's once again, it's something you're going to have to work on. And the next one, what is the next one? How can I react better to things that don't go my way? Well, the best advice I can give there is know that you're probably going to make a mistake. Mistakes happen. So it's not the end all be all when you do make a mistake, because champions make mistakes. We fail often, but we refuse to give up. So to answer your question, react better. That's just it. I like to talk about the difference between reaction and responding. So when you react, when your gut instinct, like when you come off after maybe not your best shift and the coach gets on you, your reaction is going to be, yeah, I know, coach. That's going to be your reaction. That's a gut reaction. What I want you to do is respond. And what a response is, you take a breath, you slow everything down. Because there's the old saying that logic and emotion don't go together. They don't work hand in hand. Logic and emotions, like oil and water, they do not mix. And what I mean by that is emotions, you're pumped, you're fired up. Maybe you just had a bad shift, you're mad as heck. Well, you're not going to be thinking very logical. That's why you got to take that breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And a third time. Inhale, exhale. And therefore now you're thinking more logical. You've calmed down. Your emotions are at least stabilized. I mean, your emotions are always running high during a game, but now you're going to respond better than reacting. And therefore you can think more logical. Sound good? All right. And the next one, the last one here is, what are some methods to get rid of bad thoughts before and during games? Well, pretty much everything I just mentioned there, especially that last one. The breathing is so crucial, so crucial. Now, hockey, I love it for every imaginable reason. It's the fastest game in the world. And of course, the emotions and the instincts and then just everything that's going on. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions, but it's intense the whole time. So if you made a mistake, sometimes it's hard to do what I just talked about, being more logical and less emotional. That's where that breathing comes in. And it may sound crazy, but I promise you, at the most elite levels, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to work with some of the most elite with our martial arts academy, and I spent time over in Korea. And this was the biggest thing they focused on, was the breath. The breath controls it all. Because when you're all mad and this and that, you're not breathing very well, right? You're all tensed up, your veins are popping out. But if you relax, inhale, exhale, it slows everything down. And therefore you can think more logically, as opposed to just an emotional train wreck. Now, during games, you may have to do that several times. I encourage you, when you come to the bench, to do that, especially if you've had a poor shift. Therefore, you can slow it down and you can visualize on, one, listen to the coach if he's getting on to you, two, see the game and learn. Maybe I always tell players, when you're on the bench, you're doing more than sitting there. You're studying the tendencies of the player across from you. What are they doing? Are they back checking hard? How do they corner in the corners there? How gritty are they? And then goalies, you're watching everything. And of course, goalies, you give up a soft goal. You give up a goal you know you probably should have stopped. Okay, do the 10 seconds, the 3 breaths, 10 seconds. What could I have done differently? Did I miss my angle? I missed my mark? Did I have my stick down? Whatever it was, think about how you could fix it, how you're going to fix it, what you could have done differently. Take a shot of water and let it go. Because if you keep thinking about it, chances are you're not going to be ready for the next shot. Same thing. You have a bad shift. You keep thinking about the bad shift. You're probably going to have another one and then another one. And then you're going to find yourself riding the pine for longer than you want. All right. Well, I hope that helps. Elite Hockey and Tyler, Jennifer, thank you very much for the opportunity yesterday. And thank you so much for the questions here. I think I'm going to start doing this a little weekly segment. And so I'll post stuff on Facebook and Instagram there. Send in your questions. And then once a week, we'll go through 3 to 5 questions, whatever sent in. And I'll give you the answers that I have. Sounds good? All right. Well, make sure you're following at Real Rich Grogan. If you haven't picked up a copy of my book yet, there it is. How to Get More Ice Time. Make sure you do so. It's on Amazon. And then we've got our masterclass videos, $9 right now. Pick up a copy of that. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Can't wait to chat with you again real soon. And please drop your comments. And heck, right there, if you have a question off of these questions, drop it in the comments and I'll answer those. All right. Talk to you soon, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.